Hey everyone, Mo is going to talk to us about the calling features within Webex Control Hub.
Now we are going to look at the calling features that are available in Webex Control Hub. These features are like auto attendant, creating hunt groups, creating call queues or paging groups. One main feature, auto attendant. This is one of the mostly or most commonly used feature for different organizations and companies. Think of it as a main calling line that you call into, and you will be presented with a menu and different options to route your traffic to the either in a group of agents, like a call queue your call will get picked up by an agent in that group, or you can dial an extension from there and directly talk to someone at the company. You can easily create the auto attendant from here. Click create auto attendant. First, you need to make sure that you pick a location. Any auto attendant has to be tied into a location in an organization. Need to create it, give it a name. Here we're gonna put an testing name for now. You can either choose a number routed from outside, which definitely will make sense if this is an auto attendant that is serving customers or serving people outside the organization. Or if it's an internal line, then you can only uh, add an extension here. You can choose a language for it, and you can create a calling ID, which basically when the call gets routed over, this calling ID will be used. Next, you can create a working schedule. Basically, provides information as what days of the week this call queue will work and during what time. We're going to go with the basic work schedule, just give it a name. You can add a holiday schedule. If you do have certain holidays that you want to abide by, you can add them here. For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to skip this. And this is where you can set up the menus. There are different options here. Uh, if a menu is not used, you can click to choose not use. You can have transferring the call without a prompt. You can have transfer a call with prompt. And a good example of that will be an extension that is tied into a hunt group. So a customer will call into the main line of the organization, and from there can be transferred into a call queue or a hunt group where agents will pick up the phone and talk to the customer. All you need to do is just put the extension of that either user or a hunt group or the call queue in there. You can transfer call to an operator and basically put a certain extension here. You can search by your users in your environment, or you can choose a common root or a common space phone number. Other options here is dial by name and also dial by extension. So if the caller knows an extension and want to reach it, they can use this option. You can have repeat in the menu, exit, or transfer the call into a voicemail. And you can also set a voicemail of where you want to transfer this call's voicemail to. Once all the options are set, you can look into setting up greetings. So these greetings are going to be tied to these menus. Uh, you can go with a default greeting, or you can record greetings here and customize the greetings. As you can see, you can easily create a auto attendant. Another great feature here is call queue. Uh, this is basically an queue that internal and external customer can call into. The call can come through an auto attendant, as I mentioned before, or it can be accessible phone number from outside. Creating a call queue here is very simple. You can either choose a phone number here or create a call queue without a phone number. I'll show where you're going to be creating the extension or phone number and add it later. To set up the call queue, we are going to cross connect to another UI to edit this call queue. You can create a call queue here. You just have to come here and click edit. It will open up the Cisco Webex calling portal. And here is where you can edit the call queue. You can give this queue a name. If you like to use one of the phone numbers in an organization for this call queue to be directly accessible from outside, you can choose it here. Or again, this can be extension that can be accessible from auto attendant, or it can be internal. You can set up a caller ID. Save these settings. Other important settings here is a language for the calling queue. You can choose queue settings. So this calling queue will be playing music or on hold music for the callers until an agent pick up that call. You can set a size for how many calls can be queued up in this queue. You can choose to play a ringtone when a call gets transferred to an agent. You can also choose what type of routing you like to have for this calling. So the calls that comes in the queue can be routed in different ways. You can have all the calls to go to all the agents in this queue at once, or you can send them to one at a time. And to send them to the one at a time, you can choose to either go from a list and go from the top of the list and start from agent one, going all the way down the list. You can go in a circular fashion, basically send a call to the next available agent. You can choose to send a call to an agent with the longest idle time, or you can choose to create a weighted pattern for specific agents to get a higher number of the calls and some of the users to get a less number of the calls. Set this to circular for now. You can also choose how to treat the bounce calls. If the call goes to agent, you can choose to bounce it after 10 rings. And when you bounce a call, it basically goes at the beginning or the front of the queue. So the user or the person that making the call will not wait a lot longer to get the next agent. You can also choose to bounce if agent becomes unavailable. And last but not least, you have to add some agents to this calling queue. Here, you can choose to add agents, and you can choose any users in your environment to be one of the agents. As you can see, I will add 2 agents here. And we'll click save. Great. So going back to the Webex Control Hub, we can see this call queue is set up. Anytime we need to edit it, we can come back here, click edit. Another great feature is a hunt group. Hunt group is basically when you dial into this phone number or extension, the call gets routed directly to multiple agents, and it gets to either all the agents at the same time, or it gets into the first agent, and if that person doesn't pick up, goes to the next one, and you can choose that pattern of uh, uh, routing that call to different agents in the queue. This is a very good example to have this for, let's say, an IT hotline. When there's an issue, somebody calls into the hotline, it gets transferred over to a random agent that is picked up, or a random support personnel. If that person is not available to pick up the call, it will go to the next person and it continue until someone picks up the call. Let's create a hunt group. Click create hunt group, give it a name. Here you still can choose either an externally accessible phone number or an extension within the organization. This is also can also be a destination for one of the auto attendant options. You can give it a caller ID. Choose a language. Again, the main difference between the hunt group and a call queue is the person who's calling will not be uh, getting music on hold while the next agent is available. Basically, we'll ring the first agent, and then if that agent is not available, we'll go to the next agent, and call keeps going until someone picks up the call. Here you can choose how the call gets routed. You can again choose in a circular fashion where next person available will get a call. If that person is not available, you can choose here to um, wait for a specific number of rings, and then after that, the call will transfer over to the next agent. I'll put 10 here for now. Other method is top down, again, from a list of agents, starts from number one and goes all the way to the end of the list. Longest idle is whoever has been idle the longest and hasn't got calls in a longer time, can be rated, and it can be sent to all the agents at the same time. So all the agents' phones will ring. Whoever picks up the call first will basically terminate the call. There are other options here. You can advance when the phone is busy. It's recommended to keep that on. And you can also add agents here. So again, similar to call queue, you can add users from organization and add them here. You can also add common space rooms here if it makes sense for this call. We click create. Another useful feature here is paging group. Page group is a one-way pager. Basically, you can page into this line, and it can take up to 75 targets, and all those lines that are set as a destination for this pager will get a page. To create a paging group, you choose a location again, created a name for this. This also can be a number that is accessible from outside organization, or it can also be an extension. Choose a language, set a caller ID. Here for the caller ID, there are two options as how it's going to show for all the agents that are receiving the call. It can either be the paging group ID, which is basically the paging group that we're creating here. It's going to show the information about this paging group, or it's going to show the page originator, the person who's making the call. We can add users to this paging group. Again, you can choose common space devices, or you can add users. And you can also choose who can make the paging call. For this specific, I'm going to only use Rick over here. So as you can see, the paging group is set up. The paging originator is only Rick Sanchez. He's the only person that can make this paging. And these extensions, the breakrooms and Jane, will receive the paging. And the group is created.